ORMs are just a way for you to not have to memorize or even kind of learn SQL, but still be able to work with SQL databases, especially when you're working with full stack applications or when you're just trying to code really quickly. And you don't really care about the hyper optimizations you can get from memorizing SQL syntax. My name is Adi. I'm a software engineer at Amazon. And in this video, I'm going to explain how do ORMs work. So ORMs are like software that's like Drizzle. Basically, it's a framework for you to do SQL-like queries or SQL-like insertions without really needing to know the SQL language. Now, SQL is used for a lot of databases like Postgres, MySQL, SQLite. It's how databases, for the most part, are created and managed with different tables, different databases interconnecting, like a user database, a friends database, a preferences database, whatever it may be. But you have to learn a bunch of SQL syntax. And when you're trying to work with a bunch of developers, onboard new developers, and get to massive productivity really quickly, especially in a company, you don't have time to have them learn all these languages or become proficient in them. And so what you do is you go with the basic principles. So anyone that knows computer science knows object-oriented programming. It's like the way we mostly program in today's day and age. And so why not treat the insertions or the items you're putting in your SQL database like objects? Well, that's how ORMs like work. So you create an object and you then map it to certain attributes, like the way you would do function parameters, and it creates that piece of information and throws that into the SQL database on the back end. It translates that code into SQL and then throws it in the database. You want to query something, you can do relationship mapping and such. And basically, what you can do is you can query for some information. You can say, like, I want some filtered information, like I want all users that are older than 21 years old, and the ORM will translate it. Or you can say, like, I want all the friends of this user. So you have the user table, but it might not have all the friends. The friends table will. So it'll join the user and friends table, combine them so it can find all the friends of that user. And it'll, like, in the background, it's doing all these SQL queries that you like select star from users table or whatever. And it'll give you the information. And then lastly, it's going to do either lazy or eager fetching, where lazy fetching is it'll only fetch the information when you need it. But if you're fetching information over and over again in a loop, that can become really expensive, use up a lot of memory, a lot of CPU. Well, if you know you're going to fetch 100 times all the user information, why not in the first loop instantly fetch all 100? That's going to require more network, but in certain cases, it's worth it. And so you're going to be able to implement lazy or eager. So lazy is when you need it, eager is all at once. And ORM is going to do all those translations. All it is it translates your code into SQL without you needing to know SQL.